This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, the fire which razed Lake Ohau village continues to burn, with 100 firefighters tackling the blaze on the ground. In its 20th year, the annual Wanaka fundraising book sale continues to help people in the community. And University of Otago music graduate Matidalani Alu is humbled with receiving a host of accolades at the Pacific Music Awards. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Sophie Morris. The fire which has destroyed Lake Ohau village is still burning today. Very high winds are hampering firefighters' efforts, and as of this afternoon, more than 5,000 hectares of land has been burnt.
Winds of up to 160 kilometres an hour challenged firefighters tackling the Ohau fire this morning. More than 5,000 hectares are still burning early this afternoon. Yesterday, residents were allowed to view the remains of their homes.
Because when we left the village and I turned around, I saw the village on fire. It was that quick. The winds were 120 k's, I think, 100 to 120 k gusts.
It's devastating, yeah. Just genuinely looks like a bomb that's been dropped in some of the bases. Just an absolute war zone. Yeah.
Nuclear bomb has gone off.
Fire and Emergency New Zealand Incident Controller Rob Hands says about 100 people are fighting the blaze, and they've currently downscaled their air operations. In Twizel, the South Today.
5 people were taken to Dunedin Hospital after a workplace accident involving sulphur in the suburb of Ravensbourne. Police say they were notified at just before 10 a.m. today regarding reports of injury caused by sulphur burns at Dunedin's Ravensdown fertiliser factory. 2 fire appliances and 2 St John ambulances were sent to the scene. Crews treated 5 patients, 1 in a moderate condition and 4 in minor condition. All patients were transported to Dunedin Hospital. Crowds attended the annual Wanaka book sale over the weekend, snapping up all manner of literary bargains. Now in its 20th year, the event was expected to raise close on $20,000 to fund community activities.
People flocked to this year's Wanaka book sale over the weekend looking for a second-hand bargain, with most books priced at just $2 each. Mike Elliott of the Wanaka Rotary Club said they were looking at raising about $20,000 this year.
Day one was an excellent day. We had a lot of people coming through here. I think people try and get the bargains on day one, and of course there's more there, so they tend to look for things that they want. And by the money we took in, they found a lot of them.
The annual book sale is organised by Wanaka local Doug Lovell, who previously ran the fundraising Regent book sale in Dunedin for 30 years. He says he's impressed with the enthusiasm of the buyers, as well as the generosity of those who donate the books.
For a town the size of Wanaka, I think it's quite extraordinary that we've had such a great response year after year, actually. Not just this year, but this year we've had some wonderful books. The quality of the books has been outstanding. And
local book buyers agree that this year's selection of printed literature was excellent.
I have got Wiki Hiramia, actually signed. That's why it's $6.
Yeah.
A Touch of Clay. I read all Maurice Shadbolt's books, I'm not sure. And this is a New Zealand book, but it's not Otago.
All the money raised goes to good causes in the Wanaka region, such as scholarships for local children. In Wanaka, the South Today.
A mini tornado tore through the Queenstown suburb of Frankton last night, ripping roofing off homes and sheds, blowing in windows, damaging fences and bringing down trees and branches. A witness says the mini tornado came off Lake Wakatipu about 1:45 this morning, with 3 homes bearing the brunt of the damage, with fences and trees uprooted. Volunteer firefighters removed a tree that fell onto a parked vehicle in Riverside Road, while a roller door was blown in at the Maui motorhome rental depot, damaging vehicles inside. University of Otago graduate Mititilani Alu is tasting a lot of success. He's just received accolades at the nationwide Pacific Music Awards held in Auckland and is enjoying sharing his skills.
Taking it to church, where it all began. Mititilani Alo has received 2 first places and a second at the weekend's Pacific Music Awards. He says he feels incredibly humbled and blessed to receive the awards, along with his writing buddy, Livingston Afu.
Yeah, feeling really happy. Still a lot to process, especially trying to just keep up with the response to the awards as well. But yeah, like my team and I are really stoked. Very humbled actually, because you know it's the Pacific music scene is such a big and vibrant scene.
Like many Samoans, Alo was raised in the EFKS church and has a strong background with church choirs. He says it's important for him to represent both his culture and faith at mainstream events like the Pacific Music Awards.
Yeah, I think it's really key. It's really important to me. You know, like you said, being brought up in the church and especially in the awards scene. You know, it's nice to be able to wave that banner. And in terms of the music itself, be able to, yeah, just bring our music to the mainstream, especially within the Pacific scene.
As well as winning Best Gospel Song and coming second in the Pacific Language category, the song Alo Oi Whaiva won the Australasian Performing Rights Association Best Pacific Song Award. He outlines what the song means.
Alo Oi Whaiva is a common, I guess, saying, blessing that parents or elders tend to give to young ones or anyone who's about to embark on a journey. Yeah, in this case, you know, we wrote the song from the perspective of parents saying towards their children, or you know, the young ones who are about to leave, whether for study or for work. You know, to really go out and give it your all, and just know that you know, wherever you travel, you have the blessings and the prayers of your family, your parents, and the church, and everyone in your community that's supporting you. So that's really the message behind the song.
Mititilani Alo splits his time between Auckland and Dunedin, where he's helping these youngsters prepare for White Sunday, where they'll lead the Sunday service at South Dunedin's EFKS Church. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today. Invercargill's Feldwick Gates gets a facelift, and peonies and honeybees impress at the Blossom Festival art exhibition.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life, Tuesdays, 7:30.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Hi, Alec Campbell Menswear. We're back in George Street on the corner of Hanover Street. Come and check out our big store. It's a big space full of bargains. Now look at these shirts. There's shirts for everybody here. Look at these MERINO pullovers, stacks of moleskins, literally tons of trousers. Check out these big racks of sports jackets. Beautiful.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
So come and check out Alec Campbell Menswear. We're back on George Street in the old ANZ building.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Welcome back. Invercargill's Feldwick Gates and surrounding area is set to get a facelift. Work began on the Queen's Park entranceway over the weekend, with several old trees being removed. The entrance to the park is blocked off while workers tackle the job. Invercargill City Councillors gave the go-ahead for the work in June, approving a budget of just over $370,000. The redesign includes removal of the car parks in front of the gates, allowing for paving, lighting, new gardens and trees, and seating. The work is expected to take about 4 months to complete, and alternative routes to the park are signposted. An intricate painting of bees buzzing about a mass of bold peonies caught the judges' attention at the Blossom Festival Art Exhibition 2020. The work by Alexandra artist Dorothy Piper, titled Peonies and Honeybees, was a Premier Award winner at this year's event.
Blossoms and countryside as far as the eye can see. And that's only the inside of the Central Otago Art Society's building. The 2020 edition of the Blossom Festival Art Exhibition features scenes from around the district by a host of local artists.
Oh, it's a mixed bag. Acrylic, oil, watercolour, the whole thing. And ceramics, sculpture. The only thing we don't have is photography.
Like many other major events, it was impacted by COVID-19, with limits on gathering sizes. Organisers are pleased it's gone ahead, saying they wanted it to work regardless.
We would have carried on because our opening is pretty much under 100 people. But the complicating thing was that it's also the official opening of the Blossom Festival, and we are both together here at the opening. So they were unsure whether they could do it. We would have gone ahead.
It took winning painter Dorothy Piper about 2 months to complete her artwork, telling the Otago Daily Times she paints 2 hours at a time, taking frequent breaks as the work is quite detailed. The exhibition, hosted by the Central Otago Art Society, featured 153 artworks across a range of mediums and subjects. The exhibition closed recently. In Alexandra, the South Today.
New Zealand's general election will be held next Saturday, October the 17th. Over the week, the South Today is bringing you a series of quick statements from the leaders of the 5 main contending parties. Tonight we bring you David Seymour, the leader of the ACT Party.
Hi, I'm David Seymour and I'm asking you to give your party vote to the ACT Party this election. The ACT Party has been a constructive and consistent voice of common sense through the COVID period and before. We've stood up for people's basic freedoms, free speech and fair firearm laws. We've also worked with every party to bring together the End of Life Choice Act, and we've added a constructive voice to our country's debate over the COVID crisis and how to handle it. We want to lead a recovery that is faster and does not punish taxpayers as we emerge from this crisis. And that is why I'm asking you to give your party vote to ACT. Otago Southland needs tourism to recommence safely and soon. The same can be said for international students. It needs common sense on Tiwai Point to save the economic activity related to that. But overall, it needs a safe reconnection with the world, intelligent public health, and a government that's prepared to be honest about the debt that is mounting up so that the next generation can build their future in Otago Southland and indeed all of New Zealand without spending that lifetime paying for the commitments made in these few short years.
After the break on the South Today, the Otago Yacht Club acquires some new skiffs in time for its summer sailing school, and we hear about the weather phenomenon set to hit New Zealand this summer.
season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Hi, Alex Campbell Menswear. We're back in George Street on the corner of Hanover Street. Come and check out our big store. It's a big space full of bargains. Now look at these shirts. There's shirts for everybody here. Look at these merino pullovers, stacks of moleskins, literally tons of trousers. And check out these big racks of sports jackets. Beautiful.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
So come and check out Alex Campbell Menswear. We're back on George Street in the old ANZ building.
Step into Shop on Carol and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Ah, TV, our favourite babysitter, but it can be tough keeping up with what our tamariki are watching. Luckily, the Broadcasting Standards Authority has made some smart changes to the classification labels. Ooh! Plus changes to the time of day certain rated shows will air and awesome new parental lock features, meaning your babysitter's job is safe. Find out more at safeviewing.co.nz.
Welcome back. The National Climate Centre has put a La Nina alert in place for New Zealand and is likely to confirm the weather phenomenon later this month. This means we could be in for another really hot summer, similar to the one 2 years ago, which topped temperature records. NIWA meteorologist Ben Knoll said La Nina made summers very warm and dry in the lower southwest of the South Island. He is confident the south would be much warmer than average over the next 3 months, and he expects warmer than average sea temperatures. Inland Otago is likely to have rainfall levels below normal and river flows below or near normal. The Otago Yacht Club is looking forward to running its summer sailing school classes with some newly acquired skiffs. The club has spent about $25,000 buying 6 open skiffs just in time for next Sunday's public open day.
These youngsters at the Otago Yacht Club are excited about the possibility of learning to sail with these newly acquired watercraft. Olympic gold medalist sailor Jenny Armstrong says the new boats will be a big boost for the club's summer school.
It's really exciting. We're trying to revamp the sailing school program, and we encourage the club to buy these new open skiffs and another coach boat. So we've just got better, more attractive sailing boats for our up-and-coming sailors.
The robust little plastic boats are second-hand, having been hired out by overseas competitors at the World Open Skiff Championships in Auckland last year. And their open stern means water runs straight back out again when you right the boat following a capsize.
One of the great things about the open skiff is no bailing, so that's a big advantage from the Optimist, where it is kind of a bathtub that fills up with water, but these boats just go fast. Water goes over the front and straight out the back.
The last Sunday of the school holidays will see the club holding an open day for youngsters to try out the sport of sailing, with former Olympic sailing coach Eric Stibbe on hand.
So just come out here, bring your kids, get them some warm clothes or at least some spare clothes, and we can introduce you and your family to the sport.
And if people decide sailing is something they'd like to learn this summer, the club is offering lessons for the whole family for just $400.
But we like to introduce families to the club and to the sport. So hopefully the great offer of $400 for a whole season sailing, that's every Sunday during the school terms, is a great incentive for them.
Open day at the Otago Yacht Club is set for Sunday the 11th, starting at 10 a.m. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The fire which razed Lake Oha village continues to burn, with 100 firefighters tackling the blaze on the ground. In its 20th year, the annual Wanaka fundraising book sale continues to help people in the community. And University of Otago music graduate Matitilani Alu is humbled with receiving a host of accolades at the Pacific Music Awards. And time now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Barry.
Hello, Sophie.
Good evening.
Our family had a lucky escape this morning as a mini tornado tore through Kingston,
yes,
bringing a massive tree down on their camper van. The destruction of the van was pretty severe, so they got out in time, so that was very lucky. The tornado continued on to Frankton, leaving a trail of destruction, uprooting trees and fences and the like. So more weather dramas in the south. We also have the latest on the Ohau fires, including an interview with the Twizel firefighter who was first on the scene.
Right.
He tells us what he saw there. And of course, relating to the fires, there's been debate about managing vegetation to reduce the fire risks. So, in the Mackenzie country, so how would that look? Our reporter Hamish McLean looks at that issue in the paper tomorrow. A roller driver who narrowly survived a 20-metre plunge down a cliff has been to hell 10 to 20 times, according to the judge. A Queenstown contracting company was fined $275,000 after the roller driven by the unlicensed driver went down the bank. We also had an incident in at Ravensdown this afternoon with a sulphur flash, and 5 people were taken to hospital.
Right, well, a lot in tomorrow's paper. Thank you, Barry. And time now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the city view, one of 90 plus vintage trucks in Dunedin for a rally. Looking at the situation, becoming noticeably colder tomorrow as a front passes over with showers, but clearing weather later in the day. Frost possible inland tomorrow night and widespread frosts on Thursday night. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, scattered showers in Greymouth and cloud in Westport with 14 degrees. To the northeast, partly cloudy with 17 degrees in Blenheim and 18 in Nelson. In Canterbury, cloud and 12 degrees in Kaikoura, mostly cloudy and 17 degrees in Christchurch, and scattered showers and 16 degrees in Ashburton. To the southern towns, the Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore can expect decreasing southwesterlies, showers clearing and 9 degrees. In central, light southwesterlies and showers clearing with 10 degrees in Queenstown, Wanaka and Alexandra and 11 degrees in Te Anau. To the northern towns, on the coast, fresh southwesterlies and showers with 14 degrees in Timaru and 12 in Oamaru. Inland, moderate southwesterlies and brief showers with 13 degrees in Twizel and 11 in Omarama. In Dunedin, cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 7. Dry early tomorrow, but a period of rain and strong cold southwesterlies developing by mid-morning. Showers clearing late afternoon and winds decreasing. A high of 11 and a low of 5. Becoming fine and sunny on Thursday with cold southwesterlies dying out. Northeasterlies later in the day. Light frosts are possible Thursday night. A high of 11 and a low of -1. And in Invercargill, rain developing tonight with strong westerlies and an overnight low of 8. Rain easing to showers tomorrow morning with fresh, very cold southwesterlies developing. Some hail possible. Showers clearing later in the day and winds easing. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night. A high of 10 and a low of 5. Becoming fine and sunny on Thursday with moderate cold southerly winds dying out. Frosty on Thursday night. A high of 12 and a low of -2. That's all for our news this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz or follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.